Hello everybody, and welcome to another Monday Marvel Heroes stream. Very happy to be here as always. Very excited because I got my green screen back up too. Yay! Green screen! Woo! Ooh, 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 ooh. 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 I know y'all excited. It's okay, you can admit it. But I'm excited because today, or rather last week technically, we saw the official release of our newest hero. Well, hero, sort of hero. I mean, technically he's a hero. Either way, it's Carnage. I know people have been like obsessed with getting Carnage into the game. So I'm pretty excited. I played as him a while ago when he was on the test center. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go ahead and get him in a little bit. And just sort of mess around a little bit, as always. You know, just fun times. We always love fun times. Hey, look, Marathon is here. Holla at you, Marathon. Great to have you. And TH is there, too. Hi, TH. How you do? What was I going to do? Oh, right. Put these away. You guys, oh my god. You guys, I'm so hungry right now. You guys don't even know. I'm like so super hungry. Hey, look, it's Rev. Hey, Rev. Good to have you as well. Carnage. Yeah, I like Carnage. I think that he's pretty cool. 400 splinters. Everybody's 400 splinters lately. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not really complaining. I'm just making a note. Ah, that's great. That's great to hear, Rev. I'm glad to hear that the girlfriend's first day went well. It's always so scary, because you never know. You never know. Okay, let's see. What do we want to do? We need to get this stuff done. Just health on any hit. That's pretty sweet. Let's get some strength. Let's get XP. It has been so long since I've done this, I don't remember like anything. Pretty sure he does physical. We'll go with that. Where are... da 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 da. You think I should use my mama's? His mom, right? I oh, it's so confusing. Dang it, who had fighting? Was it Iron Fist? I don't remember. Deadpool's is cool, though. Shoot! Beast is intelligent. Well, tarnation. Cannot remember for the life of me who that was. Okay, Emma Frost's durability. It's energy. Regen per second, that's good. Crap! Who gave fighting? God dang it. Don't tell me, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it on my own and it's gonna be awesome. Huh? I mean, melee power damage is good too, but still. I got strength. Ah, that's it. War Machine. I didn't scroll all the way down. Danny fail. Okay? Danny fail. I understand. Okay? Danny fails. Okay? Just calm down. Calm down, people. Okay. Now we're ready to rock. Should I have Carnage with a side of Carnage? I vote yes. Whatever, Rev. I bet you said it like, as soon as I was like, don't talk about it, then you were like, oh, I'm going to talk about it. I know how it is.
Heads up, people. This is Nick Fury, Director of S.H.I.E.L.D. I've called you here because we have a bit of a situation.
What is this?
As we speak, the supervillain prison known as the Raft is under attack by agents of Hydra.
Cow workers.
Several prisoners have already escaped their cells.
The screen is doing what? What's it doing? It looks fine. Calm down, Rev. It looks great. Same as last time I played. Oh, I tried to use my travel power and I was wondering why it didn't work. I know why now. The important thing is I have my friend Carnage working with me as Carnage. You know, this makes me think, right? So I think it was you, Rev, who had mentioned it, where there was some event in Marvel that literally changed everybody's allegiance. So all of the good guys became bad guys and all of the bad guys became good guys. And so I remember I had mentioned this last time when I was initially playing as Carnage. Doesn't that mean that literally anybody from the entire Marvel catalog is potentially on deck for being in this game? Because, I mean, like, there's some really bad dudes, but then there's Carnage. He's, like, irredeemably bad dude, yo. This is really annoying. I can barely see my chat screen here. Good night, TH. I'm trying to give more space for the chat, but for whatever reason, it's not working right. Does that work? No, that didn't help at all. Let's see. He's schizophrenic, so he could be his own best friend. I see. TH doesn't say goodnight to me. Whatever. That's fine. I don't care. But again, that's the thing. Is like he is literally certifiably insane. And yet he's also a good guy somehow. It's just ludicrous to me. I mean, I again, I can understand the desire for it, but I mean, having everybody literally switch is just like that just seems completely ridiculous. To me, anyway. Oh, she did say... Oh, whew. It was scary. Well, see, that's the problem. I can only see, like, 2 messages on my chat window. It's super tiny, and I don't know why. It's really weird. And it's very frustrating. Because I have, like... I have it open to, like, my Twitch dashboard thing. But that's the thing. You can very much have shades of gray in terms of the good and bad. I mean, like look at like Punisher and Batman and those kinds of guys, like these vigilante justice type people. They're, you know, like lawful neutral, effectively. I mean, if that's not shades of gray, then I don't know what it is. That's like the whole point. Personal problem. It is a personal problem. I can't see nothing. It's a huge problem. You know what, Rev? It's not my fault that sarcasm is not visible through text, okay? Not to mention when I'm fighting Green Goblin, okay? The world is at stake here, Rev, and you want me to read your messages? Like, what the fudge? I mean, come on. Not to mention the fact that it's Shark Week, okay? So I'm kind of occupado with that whole dealio. So, whatever. But I forgot to mention, I hope that you all had great weekends. Because weekends are fun. Or the rest of the weekend, rather, since like, my Saturday stream. What did I stream on Saturday? Dust. Oh, that was a good one. Man. Oh, I know. I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked by that, Marathon. I had no idea whatsoever that that was going to happen. Seeing as how the maximum speed for a human swimming is like 9 miles an hour and a shark swims at like 30. Who would have thought that a human would lose? It was still pretty cool, though. I mean, I admit, it was pretty awesome. Totes awesome. But wait, I thought that Venom was a female. Why would Carnage refer to Venom as daddy? Oh yeah, the reset. So I haven't seen much of the Comic-Con news, unfortunately. I'm really sad. I wanted to see more of it. But I haven't had a chance. I did hear about Affleck potentially wanting to no longer be in the DECU at this point. That I did definitely see. But other than that, I didn't see much. What was the other thing? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Newbie McNoobs. I love it. Didn't we discuss what? What did we discuss? I have no idea what you're referring to, Merthawin. You gotta help me keep up, yo. Danny can't keep up with complicated things like a single line conversation. But, like, I don't know. I'm so confused. I don't care, though. All I know is that these particular symbiotes are bad guys. And I'm a good symbiote right now. Well, yeah, I saw that they announced Wonder Woman 2 pretty much immediately. And, I mean, they still have Justice League coming out, which is going to be interesting, and we'll see what happens there, because I'm curious if they end up giving, like, Wonder Woman a bigger part in it, or something like that, since hers was so ridiculously popular. And well-deserved, I might add. That movie was freaking amazing. FYI, if you all have not seen Wonder Woman, then you need to go and see Wonder Woman, like, right now. Because it is baller. Oh, wow. Yeah, I kind of figured that they would have to do that. Yeah, I know that DC made a lot of announcements at Comic-Con related to their the whole cinematic thing that they got going on, but I don't know. I just don't know enough about it exactly to see what's going on, unfortunately. Yeah, it's unfortunate that the what's it called? That the Justice League is probably going to be released, and it's going to get so little support. But I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the viewer list. It's just you two in here. It's the three of us. We're so adorable. I mean, heaven knows they need a good reset on all this stuff right now, because it has not been going well for DC in the movie department recently. And that's just a fact. Just the three of us. We can make it if we try. Just the three of us. A do do do. A do 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 do. No, you shouldn't go, because if you left, then I'm just a guy playing video games instead of a guy playing video games for an audience. And that's like twice as depressing. Go, Danny! Also, I'm very excited because it's official that I will get to go to Gen Con this year. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Which means that I will be missing a stream. I'll be missing one stream, but I'm going to be, at least I'm planning on posting videos from there. So I'm really, really excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. I'm not certain exactly how it's going to work, because mostly I'll be working for a company and like manning their booths and doing demos and stuff like that for them. But I'm going to try to get some other stuff as well, so it should be pretty awesome. I have not gotten a plane ticket yet, no. But essentially I found out my way to make the money I need in order to get the plane ticket. So it works. It works the way that it needs to work for my purposes. But either way, I'm excited. I did book my other trip, so next week I get to go to California, which is going to be fun too. Although that's for work, though. That's like for science work, not game work. What is that? The Trauma in life? Oh, dat ramen life. Okay, I was like, what the fudge? You know, learn to capitalize your hashtags so that people can actually read what you're saying. Makes it much easier. And no, ironically, I ended up like selling some stuff in order to go to a convention where I can potentially buy a bunch of stuff. And my food's going to be paid for, so maybe it'll be Ramen Life. I actually don't know what they'll be buying for food. It may very well be a bunch of ramen. I would not be extremely excited about having more ramen. Exactly! You gotta sell your old stuff to buy new stuff. I mean, otherwise, what's the point? Jeez. That was creepy. At first I thought he was gonna do like Homer Simpson's purring noise. That was really creepy. And it moves us all. The circle of stuff. I love it. It does indeed move us all. Through despair and hope. For the path unwinding. I feel like William Shatner doing spoken word when spoken word is a terrible, terrible idea. You tell him, Luke. Tell him, Luke Cage. Honestly, to an extent, I kind of feel bad for DC because they're doing so badly at the box office lately. Is it just me, or does Carnage sound like Mark Hamill's Joker? He really does to me. And frankly, I think that's cool because I think it makes sense as far as, the fact that they're both completely insane, and that's the major character trait they share. One thing I really, really love about Carnage's move, the slaying swipe, is the fact that when you use it, you move to the enemy. If you're close enough, that is. Let's see how close you have to be. There we go. I really love that. You never saw that Joker? Are you serious, Merthawin? You didn't see Mark Hamill as the Joker? That was like, it was the animated series. That's like what he did. Not to mention, he was also the Joker for Killing Joke, which I still have to finish watching. I mean, I know how it ends, but still. And he was also the Joker for most of the video games, too. Like, most recently, he was the Joker for the Arkham series of games. So, like, the Arkham Knight, Arkham Origins, those guys. Thank you, Rev. Thank you for pulling Merthawin's nerd card. I appreciate that. I mean, that's, like, you have to. You haven't seen Mark Hamill be the Joker. It's like, what the fudge? You cannot legally call yourself a nerd not seeing Mark Hamill's Joker. I'm not a huge Batman fan either, but I still watched Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid. So, yeah. Like, every Saturday morning, it's Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain and Batman. I'm just saying. Ah! His arm was like vanishing. That was scary. I hope he's okay. You watched other things? I mean, clearly you were watching the wrong things if you didn't watch Batman the Animated Series. It was the introduction of Harley. Like, come on. This is, like, come on. What is this? Is this a sample of the animated series? Or like the... Oh, nice. Yeah, so like listen to... So yeah, just listen to his Joker voice and listen to Carnage and tell me they don't sound similar, because I think they really, really do. They have that same weird, like, not arbitrary, but constantly shifting inflection and timing and stuff like that. And I mean, I guess it just comes with the insanity, but yeah, it's really cool. Not to mention the fact that Carnage walks like a weirdo. So confusing. So for my work, we use a program called Slack. I imagine at least some of you are familiar with it. It's hilarious though, because one of my bosses always abbreviates thanks as TX. So I keep thinking he's talking about Texas, and I'm just like, what are we doing in Texas? I don't remember that project, and I always get so confused. We are not mean. Stop pouting. I mean, Rev, that's exactly what we meant to do. We meant to exclude Merthawin because, like, not seeing Joker. I mean, come on. Like, all of the Arkham games, all of the animated series. It's freaking Luke Skywalker playing Batman's arch nemesis. Like, what the fudge? Rev, stop playing Skyrim. What the fudge? Dude, you're supposed to be paying attention. Not cool. Oh. Oh, so you claim. And how women get... Well, okay. So, fair point, Rev, but at the same time, I'm all about equality. If a man had told me that they had never seen the Joker and had no idea that Mark Hamill was the voice in the animated series and most of the video games, I would pull his nerd card too. It doesn't matter. I'm an equal opportunity nerd card puller. You know? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Hashtag feminism. That is true. Women do have to prove the whole nerdy thing, which is really tragic. I mean, like, you always hear, like, the dating horror stories of how badly dates go and they end up getting the quiz and all that kind of stuff. And it's awful, and frankly, I feel bad about my gender. What? I get it too. I'm just trying to be equal. Rev's the one who's treating you differently. I'm just saying. I'm trying to treat you the same way that I would treat a man by saying that I would pull a man's nerd card if they said the same thing. Right? I'm not trying to be a douchebag about it. And it's the same thing in science too. And mansplaining is rampant all throughout science. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Oh, wow. Do you even know who Skrull? That's terrible. I know very little about Sailor Moon other than you have Sailor Moon, Sailor Mars, Sailor Jupiter. Those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. And there's a guy with weird-looking glasses who wears a top hat and a cape involved. I've literally only seen 1 or 2 episodes, and it was when I was a kid. So I really don't know about Sailor Moon. But yeah, it's really bad because I've seen a lot of like scientists, female scientists, who end up getting the whole like, oh, do you even know how statistics are run? And it's like, oh, I only have a PhD in statistics, so yeah, I have a general idea. It freaking sucks. It's absolutely horrible. That I do remember. I remember that too. You pull my nerd card. That's see, there's any number of reasons that nerd cards can be pulled. I mean, I do enjoy anime, but I have not watched Sailor Moon. There you go. I'm sorry. You know, I just haven't done it. You haven't seen Batman the Animated Series. So therefore, you have no nerd card either. Everybody has their own style of nerd card. That's what I say. I have a science nerd card. Merthwin has, I guess, a Sailor Moon / video game / somewhat comic book nerd card / I don't know what else. You missed out on Batman the Animated Series. Everybody's missing out on everything. That's all I'm saying. Rev has a Transformers nerd card. See, that's another thing. I really don't know a lot about Transformers, but that's a huge nerd demographic. Right? I do video games and board games and science. Doctor Who and Game of Thrones. Oh, see, there you go. That's that. Yeah, I'm super far behind on Game of Thrones, but Doctor Who is my jam. Still not a fan of Capaldi. Not as much as I would have liked to have been, but that's okay. I've made peace with that. I am excited that they're going to have a female doctor, though. I'm very curious to see how they're going to, how that's going to work, and who her companions are going to be. That'd be super cool. Yeah, I need to try to get more into anime. The problem is, anime is just so freaking hard to get into properly because there's just so much. It's absolutely insane. Wait, does this mean that Rev's nerd card gets pulled too? So none of us have nerd cards now. All of us got our nerd cards pulled today. This is very sad. Very, very sad. What is that? Anime is not a genre. I guess I can see that to an extent. Oh my god, it's the Grain. Holla at you, Grain. Good to have you. That's true. Anime in and of itself has its own separate thing. But either way, the point is, it's an enormous thing. It's a ridiculously huge thing and aspect of nerddom. And I mean, the way that I see it is if there's a convention specifically for it, it's huge. So we've got anime conventions, we've got comic book conventions. I mean, we just had SDCC. We've got electronics conventions. We've got conventions that are solely for the purpose of cosplay. We've got conventions that are specific for individual video games, not to mention video gaming in general. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Not to mention individual anime shows have their own conventions. Like, I mean, come on. It's crazy. Crazy times. JoJo. What is JoJo? Am I missing some kind of code here? Oh, anime. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, see, gotcha. Now I know. Cowboy Bebop is awesome. I have watched Cowboy Bebop. My sister loves it. It was hilarious. She came to visit, and she was wearing a Cowboy Bebop shirt, and somebody like on the street was just like, "What's on your shirt?" And my sister was like, "Oh, it's Cowboy Bebop." And the person was like, "I knew it!" It was so hilarious. It was awesome. And then we were all like, "Yeah!" And we just nerded out for like a couple minutes. It was great. I really enjoy it. Even my boss likes Cowboy Bebop. It's one of those that really went mainstream pretty well. So like Naruto and Dragon Ball Z and a handful of others that did well with a broader audience. I guess Full Metal Alchemist did to an extent. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it personally. I think it's pretty good. And again, I've got like a ton of anime of all different sorts. I never have time to watch any of it. Plus, I'm a subs kind of guy, so it makes it even more difficult to watch episodes because, yeah. They can pretend I'm learning Japanese. I'm not turning Japanese, but pretending to learn Japanese. Oh, nice. Yeah, it doesn't happen too often that people stop me for my shirts anymore. It used to happen a little bit more frequently. Like nowadays, like people at work, if I wear a new one, then they're like, "Oh, cool, that's fun." But most of my coworkers have seen the vast majority of my shirts, so it's kind of like meh now. I did have one random dude on the train start talking to me about my shirt once. That was really kind of creepy. It was super, super creepy. Nice. Black Lantern. That's pretty sweet. I don't have a Black Lantern one. I've got Green Lantern. I think part of the problem is it needs to be recognizable enough that the nerd crowd can get it, but not mainstream so that everybody gets it. Because it has to be just that right amount of niche. That's why I really love this shirt, my 98% chimp shirt, because all the scientists find it hilarious, but most like lay people, so to speak, are kind of like, what the fudge? And like some people will be like, oh yeah, I took a high school biology class or whatever. But either way, it's hilarious. Yeah, I can't imagine dealing with the whole dyslexia ADHD thing and trying to do subs. That's pretty impressive. I commend you on that. That's really impressive. Thankfully, I'm not that bad. I do get distracted easily, but my biggest issue tends to be if I'm focused on something, then like I hate it when people try to talk to me if I'm focused. I hate it if somebody's trying to like ask me about something. If somebody like pauses whatever I'm watching with them, then I'm just like, what the fudge? Or like if they're not paying attention and it's something that I'm familiar with, then I'll just be like, oh, this is the good part. Like stop talking, and stuff like that. That's the kind of person that I tend to be. I'm just like, brah. Oh, God, don't even get me started on that. That I have had a problem with the grain. So that happened to me with... it didn't happen to me with a Green Lantern shirt. It did happen to me with a... oh, God, what was it? My Flash shirt. That was the one. And they were just like, oh, it's from the Big Bang Theory. I'm just like, no, it's not. It's the Flash. I mean, like, come on. The Flash is like a super crazy popular TV show. You could at least recognize it from that instead of freaking Big Bang Theory. God, I hate that show so much. Like, I used to genuinely enjoy that show, but now I just cannot stand it. Well, exactly, Rev. And essentially, that's the problem I have with it, is that it boils down to just it's a group of stereotypes, for better or for worse. That's all it is. And to me, it stopped being funny. It was a lot funnier because they had much more intelligent jokes and like inside information, like all that kind of stuff, and it was awesome. But now it's just pandering, essentially, and so I just don't care anymore. Yeah, I don't know, it just really sucks. Because I used to genuinely love it. I really did. And I'll have you know, I had that periodic table shower curtain before the show came on. And I still have it. I don't use a shower curtain anymore. But I still have the shower curtain. Oh, yeah, without the laugh track, it's so horrible. Oh, my God, it's just awful. Most sitcoms without a laugh track are pretty cringeworthy, though. Like, you can say that about the vast majority of them, honestly. And I do not like the fact that you can do that. Let me think, what do I want? That I think that was the one. I'm trying to remember what my build was. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really sad because I remember in one episode I was super excited because I guess it was Penny walked in and the guys were all playing Talisman on the table and I was just like, that's a talisman. It's so awesome! And they even cashed in on the whole do you have wood for sheep joke in Settlers of Catan. Which, I guess it was only a matter of time type of thing. Uh-oh. I think I broke the game, you guys. I'll probably have to redo this. Yep. That is unfortunate. Hang on one second. Wait, there we go. Awesome. Cool. Wait, how do I ruin everything if my streams are fun and chill and awesome? Like, that's the opposite of ruining things if my streams are fun and chill. Like, what the fudge? Either way, like, it's great to have you back, Grain. Even if you're only here for today, I don't care. It's great to see you again. It's been way too long. How have you been, incidentally? What's been going on? Have you just been busy with, like, other stuffs? Oh, cool. Dang it, Grain! Grain and Rev, why you guys gotta be breaking all the technologies? Y'all are ridiculous. Wait, somebody broke every single 360 game? Yeah, I assume you mean like glitches of some sort. But like irreproducible glitches? You know what? You know what you should do, Rev? You should have that friend play Superman 64 and see if it runs perfectly. I mean, that is the real test right there. That is the real test. Wow. That's pretty hilarious, Grain. I just feel sorry for that child. Like, what the fudge? Can you imagine? It's so scary. Time stopped in his game? What? That, again, that is impressive. It is quite impressive that just, like, broke. Yin Yang magic? What's he referring to? Anybody know? That is really hilarious. And again, quite impressive. I think it's always cool seeing how badly people can potentially break games. I don't know if I've ever had any games break so massively for me. I've had a few, but nothing really horrible, honestly. Where are all these bad guys? There we go. Did they take out the markers for these dudes? Is that what it is? Oh, there we go. There's the marker. Weird. I wonder why it wasn't showing up. I missed something important. I gotta backtrack in the chat real quick. Huh. Oh, okay. I thought that it was... Okay, yeah, I thought he was referring to somebody who actually, like, performed some kind of magic on him. Because I would believe that, too, based on what I know about Marvel, which is, as you all know, not too much. But still. You know, it could be like Doctor Strange and get locked in, like, a constant time loop. Which, it seems, is basically what happened to Rev's friend. Well, again, and you weren't here for this, Grain, when we were talking about it. because like essentially Carnage is able to be in the game because of like the fact that he's super ridiculous mostly. But we were discussing the event within Marvel that essentially forced everybody to switch their allegiances, and how ridiculous it was and how badly received and all that kind of thing. So, and I'm curious. I honestly don't remember, Grain. How familiar are you with the Marvel canon and stuff? Axis, that's the one. Axis, because we have a stupid raid for it. I keep forgetting. But yeah, I honestly don't remember how familiar you are with that stuff. That's right. He stole Professor X's brain, which makes no sense. Like, how does that make everybody switch allegiances by stealing Professor X's brain? That's comic book logic at its best. I don't understand it. But that's why I'm not a comic book writer. I would make a terrible comic book writer. Because I would be like, Peter Parker runs and jumps, attempting to latch onto the side of the wall. Seeing as how he is a human being, he does not stay, falls, and dies. Now Merthawin is playing a game. What the fudge? Y'all supposed to be paying attention to how awesome I am. Oh, okay, cool. So that means that you're probably decently more familiar than I am. But either way, yeah, we were talking about that, and Rev mentioned that essentially nobody liked it. Even though it's, like it officially happened now, essentially. Because it's canon. And we can't fight against canon. That's essentially what I've been doing mostly is, not only for MCU but also for Marvel Heroes, looking up information about the characters and events and stuff like that. It's been pretty interesting, and you have like the Marvel Wiki and all that stuff, which has a lot of information. Yeah, by and large I'm completely unfamiliar with the comic books. Like I've said it before and I'll say it again. I had Marvel Unlimited for like 2 months, about a year ago, something like that. But other than that, I have not read a comic book since I was maybe like 8 or 9, somewhere around there. Like it was never my thing to do. I was never interested in it. Overusing events. What do you mean by that, Rev? Do you just mean that they're relying too much on like the global event type of mechanics in order to have stuff happen? Is that what you mean? Because I know one of the things that they're kind of notorious for is they have like this big giant like earth-shattering event happen, and then it's just like, oh, it's okay, it was a different Earth, and stuff like that. And I know that tends to drive people insane. Oh, of course you're not, Grain. Of course you're not. Nobody would do that. That's terrible. That's kind of typical, though, right, Rev? Because, the fact is that, like, with the events, you see the same thing in anime, right? Where you have these storylines that'll last, I don't know, like 20, 30 episodes, somewhere around there. And then, as the one is ending, then you see the start of the next one. Or you see like the seeds being planted for whatever the next thing is going to be in the middle of the current one. I kind of like it. I think it's cool, and for me personally, I think it makes everything flow a little bit better, and it doesn't feel as jarring whenever they switch to the new storylines. But that's just my thought. Oh, Grain, you're so terrible. Did you just say chaos? Where's my other Carnage? What is this? Say we'll never know. Grain, you're terrible. Where is my team up? Am I crazy, or did my secondary Carnage just like sort of leave? It feels like he just straight up left me. I've been abandoned by my team up. I do not approve of this whole being abandoned by my team up thing. It's very rude. I'm just trying to see how many of the animations are the same between the two. I'm pretty sure that everything the team up has, the main one also has. Yeah, that's the axe throw. That's the little stabby thing, the regular stabby. There's the claws. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't particularly mind. I really don't care. I'm just curious. I didn't actually intend to do that. Ooh, I'm gonna go in the sludge tunnel. You know why? Because it's full of sludge. So this thing is the same. That's the same. That's the same. That's the same. Dang, talk about your recycled animations. I mean, not that it's inherently bad, but, like, I mean, come on, you know? Oh, you see, I'm just curious. Southern Slam is the same thing. Axe Throw is the same. Axe Sweep, that's the same. Pure Carnage, that's the same. No Escape, I don't think I got that one. And the Bloody Blender. Yep! It's all the same. Or at least it's all there. I mean, it's not... Or, I mean, the vast majority of it is. But yeah, like, all of those animations are utilized in the regular one, so to speak. Oh yeah, no. I'm not like criticizing it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just noting that that's what happened. And again, that's why I said it's not surprising in the least. I would have done it too. If I were the devs, like, why wouldn't you? I mean, if you've already got all of the animations done, why remake them? There's no point. Yeah, Nick Fury was not a great release story, for sure. Carnage, definitely not bad. I really enjoy him. I think that he's fun. I think that he's got a solid kit. I enjoy his little traits and talents things. Speaking of which, I gotta pick these. Let me see here. You're not using that, so I guess this one. Yeah, this is the one that I used. Actually, no, I want to do this one. Yeah, get the charges. Woo! That and timber. Well, I mean, the axe powers are really cool because those are the ones that give him the bleed effect, which is awesome. So, like, the claw powers are really important because that's how you get your health back. And then the axe ones are important because of the bleed effect. Demotivational psychology? Why would I be good at demotivational psychology? Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. That's hilarious, but terrible. And the sad thing is that kind of crap actually happened. The 60s were a crazy time, you guys. Poor baby Albert. He's still scared of bunnies, you know. It's terrible. Oh, okay, developmental. I'm just saying, I just feel sorry for the kids. Just like I remember there was a lab. I don't remember if they actually managed to do it, but they did literally try to adopt a young girl so that they could keep her in isolation for like a decade and see what happened. There have been some unfortunate studies that have come about because of like abuse cases and things like that were effectively the same type of thing. That was really, really depressing, basically. But yeah. Developmental psychology it's an interesting field, and you know, the whole nature versus nurture thing. It's where it's at, yo. See you soon. I cut to your face. I've seen that. I've seen that one before. That one's hilarious. I like that one. Oh, that was a waste. Go away. Although I'm fairly certain that the ethics committee wouldn't bother just paying you a visit. I'm fairly certain that it would be more of, yeah, you're under arrest. Although it does depend on the exact nature of the research. Okay, let's be honest. You know, I'm just saying, because there are reasons to do that kind of stuff. Exactly. See, Grain knows. So, do you want your fancy cure for cancer or do you want your ethics? Make up your mind, because you can't have both. That's not true. You can have both ethics and good science, you guys. Okay? Just want to make that clear. Nobody taking me out of context. Don't be like that, okay? Don't be going around telling people that Danny is advocating for this stuff, because I'm not. Move! You guys would not believe some of the hoops that we have to jump through to do parts of our work. It's pretty impressive. It's good, don't get me wrong. I mean, doing science in an ethical way is utmost importance. But, yeah. Yay! We're done! Go, Danny! Go, Danny! It's my birthday. Not really. What is this? Not exactly.
This is a cease and desist order along with proof of Wilson Fisk's ownership of the tablet. That tablet belongs to my client. Now if, and only if,
On bears flying jetpacks. If you want to know why, go take a philosophy class.
Papa Carnage has got nothing but respect for his fellow web slinger.
Why are we talking about abortion now? Where did this particular turn happen? What did I miss? I don't think I missed anything, but apparently I missed something really big. Because now we're talking about abortion. And I'm like, what the fudge? Let's see. What should we do now? Guys, should I prestige him? Should I do that? Should I be crazy? I don't know. That seems too crazy. Maybe I should equip some stuff. Or at least clear out my inventory a little. Genetic engineering and selective breeding are incredible tools. We'll just leave it at that. I'm so glad that Clea has like all these pets now. It's awesome. All the costumes and stuff. Jeez. It's ridiculous. Hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy. The taste is on my mind. Girl, you've got me thirsting for another cup of wine. Interesting. They grow up to be full regular size, but as puppies they're small. Weird. What's my currency boost at? Okay, good. Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing. Well, and that's why I said, like, selective breeding is an incredibly powerful tool. Just like, I mean, it's the same thing with crops. The fact is that right now, if you use what are referred to as organic farming methods, we literally cannot feed every person on the planet. It's simply not possible. That's all there is to it. We have to have something that lets us grow more food in a smaller area and more efficiently. And that's just the way it is. It's not a particularly fun reality, but it also is a true reality on account of the fact that it's reality. Quiet! I know what I'm thinking in my brain. Oh, okay. So they grow up to be just a little bit bigger than a regular puppy. Okay, that makes sense. Still. Okay, so again, I thought Venom was a female. Why is it that Carnage keeps referring to Venom as Daddy? I am so confused. Can't prove that you're not a brain in a jar. To be fair, you can never prove any negative, Rev. We can't prove that that unicorns don't exist. No one's ever found a unicorn. That doesn't mean that it won't happen in the future. Just saying. Who was that? Who did the thing? The Dude 94. Welcome. Great to have you. Who else do we have here? SSJ for go get a something? A deadbeat? I don't know. Y'all have your complicated names that I can't read. It's very confusing. Symbiote is sometimes... God dang it. Great, now we have a trans symbiote. This is just what we need. Now it's so confusing. Even more confusing, I should say. Well, because the thing is that Venom gave birth to Carnage. So, as far as humans are concerned, that means that at least at some point Venom was a female. Because females are the ones who give birth. By and large, in most animals, except for, like, what's it called? Seahorses. Well, but doesn't Venom give the pronoun of us because Venom refers to whatever the host body is? I mean, again, this is like we're trying to apply real world logic to something that is inherently illogical because it's a comic book. I'm just saying, I'm going to put that out there. Just little fact, just saying. You know, alien or otherwise, the fact is that there's... That's what I just said, Rev. See, Rev's not listening to me. I literally just said that the reason that Venom says us is because Venom is referring to itself, the symbiote, and the host, whoever that happens to be. That's right. I'm a terrible person. I'm just trying to normalize everything around me and put it into my own selfish worldview. How dare I? Why can't I just accept the existence of weird trans plural using alien symbiotes? I mean, come on. Kitar. Kitar? I don't know. Just like I can never pronounce Twi'lek properly. When you have an apostrophe in the middle of the word, it's just confusing. Humans are parasites in their own ways. We are definitely parasites. But again, in our own ways. That's why, like, even as a fetus, we're technically a parasite. Because we don't really do a whole lot for the adult. And basically just steal a bunch of food. It is possible for a fetus to send stem cells to the mother. If, if a mom has a heart attack or something, then fetal stem cells from the unborn fetus can go and fix the damage. It's pretty cool. It's very confusing. I mean, just the fact that there's like an entire race of Venoms scares the crap out of me. Which makes zero sense because it's a video game. It's not a video game, but it's a comic book. It's fiction. That's really what it boils down to, is the fact that it's fiction. It's peppy as Adam. Y'all are just trying to be obtuse. Yay, Midtown Madness Monday! Woo! By far one of my favorite times. I just realized I cannot get much of anything because I'm not on a higher difficulty, so I literally cannot get the oh my god, I can't talk right now. I can't get uniques. Jeez. God, why did that take me so long to get that? That was embarrassing. It's referring to the 616. Yeah, Rev, stop normalizing everything to your own selfish worldview. God! Today, we are all social justice warriors. Oh, God, we're terrible. We are all going to burn for our sins. I hope you all realize that. Assuming that whole canon is real. We won't get into that, though. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. It was important. It involved inventory somehow. Oh, I remember. Well, it is an important distinction to note that the MCU is its own continuity. Because it is. Very much its own continuity. Now, does it match up with the comics? To an extent, of course. But, by and large, the MCU is its own separate entity. Was Carnage ever on Peter Parker or any other good guys? Or has he always just been with Cletus? I'm curious. I mean, at least you've made peace with it, Grain. That's what really matters. So I'm thinking after this upcoming boss fight, I'm going to go ahead and get going. Because it's about that time for me. I'm super, super, super hungry right now. Danny got to eat some, yo. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Danny's got a noms. Yes. So the this description says that it started off and continues with him. In the midst of the jailbreak, Venom symbiote spawned an offspring that bonded to Cletus. So see, here you go. Inverted by the events of Axis, Carnage appears to be acting heroic, kind of. Like, that's what I mean. This means that literally any bad guy is potentially able to be in the game as a hero due to the events of Axis, which is kind of like, what the fudge? But again, literally the only reason he became halfway decent was because of Axis. That's it. At least the other villains we've had up until this point were genuinely working with the good guys at some point. You haven't eaten since breakfast? That's horrible. How are you alive? I'm like, I mean, I had breakfast and lunch. I didn't have a snack. That's probably the problem. I need to snack more. It's clearly my issue. Oh, god dang it. Why did it have to be Sentinels? Son of a biscuit. Just brought them. Well, I mean, they try to be canonical to the comics. Like, as far as I can tell, at least, the Marvel Heroes is not attempting to create its own separate Marvel canon. Which I appreciate, honestly. Maximum Carnage is so boring. Get him, Cletus! Get him! Oh, you think I can make it, you guys? I'm gonna try. Travel power, go! Quit flipping around, Cletus. Oh, I made it! Ha! Bam, sucker. But where's my fat loot? There's my fat loot. That's all I really needed. Gimme. And yes, I am that guy. What you gonna do about it? That's right, nothing. Happy place. I love that one of his uniques is literally a straight jacket. Right, I understand what you mean, but I mean more along the lines of what they're doing in Marvel Heroes is reflective of actual things that have occurred in the comic books. So, like, I mean, if Deadpool has not brought a version of, I don't know, somebody who's genuinely a complete and utter bad guy, but somebody who's a complete and utter bad guy, like, if Deadpool has not done it in the comics, I don't believe we would be able to see it in Marvel Heroes. Because that's how it's been so far, where everything that's happened here has happened within the comic canon, not the separate Marvel Heroes canon, which is why I mentioned, as far as I know, they're not trying to do that. They're not trying to become a separate canon. Maybe they are, but I don't know. Well, I got a unique out of it, so that's good. I see how it is, Grain. You're mean. That's fine. Whatevs. Alright, well, Like I said, folks, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Grain, thank you so much. It was great to see you again. And thanks again to the Dude94 for being the new follower. And let's see who else we have. Marathon, of course, and Capardo. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name. But even though you were only here for a little bit, Capardo, I hope that you enjoyed what time you had. Thank you so much. I will be back at my usual time on Saturday, so hopefully we'll see you all then as well. I don't know what I'll be streaming. I will probably send out a poll, so keep an eye out on the Facebooks and the Twitters so that you can see my poll and make sure that you go and you vote. But with that, thank you so very much, everybody. Take care. Have a great week, and hopefully we'll see you on Saturday.